Hello, everybody. My name is Roxtus,
And I'm Soulgale.
and welcome back to Hogwarts Legacy.
Woo!
Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, we got more Natty because we have not
Natty.
talked all that much to Natty throughout
Hello,
all of this.
I'm
Natty.
ready to finish Harlow once and for all. What is your plan?
I received an owl from
Didn't we
Mrs.
just
Bickle.
kill
She
Harlow?
wondered if we were having any luck going
No,
after
we
Harlow.
did
Suggested we could
Rookwood.
gather evidence from a friend named
Oh.
Manor Cape.
But she warned us to stay out of it. Was rather adamant about it.
Precisely.
Harlow knows that we saved Archie and that we rescued Mr. Rabe. The letter didn't come from Mrs. Bickle, did it?
I do not believe it did. Harlow intends to ambush us.
Okay.
But now we have the upper hand. We can prepare.
We are stronger than Harlow, and he knows it. That's why he's resorting to this sort of trickery. We must go.
Again, though, like I accidentally right-click or something happens, and it sounds like he's going to do the next line, or maybe I'm accidentally skipping over something,
Uh-huh.
and it just skips over. It doesn't present any text. It doesn't
Agreed.
slow it down and go, "Hey, are you
Let's
sure you
finish
want to skip
this.
this text?"
Brilliant.
It just skips over a line.
Yeah.
So I hate that. I don't like that.
Perhaps we ought to inform Officer Singer of our plans.
I already sent her an owl to let her know that we were following a lead given to us by Mrs. Bickle.
Are you concerned she
Ah.
might tell your mother?
Indeed she will, but so be it. I am tired of hiding it from her. My mother needs to understand
Hurry up,
that I
Natty.
will not be safe from the Ashwinders.
Run.
Everyone is. I shall pursue them until they are finished, and I think she knows that. As do you.
That I do.
Keep an eye out. Harlow is likely around here somewhere. I sense he is close.
Where is he?
I do not know. We should look around.
Oh, hello.
Gullible children, walk right into our trap.
You don't even know where I am.
How did they know the lies and falsehoods of my year and Rockwood?
Oh, I can't go over here and get all the loot. Aw. Okay.
What was that? It? I haven't even seen this cure.
Oh.
Am I just not remembering something? I've never seen Harlow before. He seems undercompetent about what he's being competent with.
Expulso!
Little Nat Sione, innit? And her excruciatingly loyal companion. You two have done quite a bit of damage to my business interests. But I must grudgingly give you some credit. What was once a mere annoyance has become remarkably problematic. Fortunately, I pride myself on my problem-solving skills.
Have you seen Harlow before? Maybe I'm just not remembering.
No, I've never seen him.
Like, we've heard about Harlow all this time. How come we've never met him or seen him or...
I don't know.
I'm so terrible at combat.
I'm just gonna throw a bunch of stuff at you.
Yeah.
A shame with such potential go to waste.
And here we are with this again. So we killed Rookwood accidentally, or however you want to say it. Haha.
Accidentally.
Well, we accidentally just trip. Had a knife in her hands, just stabbed. Whoop.
I wouldn't say accidentally.
we had Butterfingers, buttery fingers, and just had a knife and accident. Whoops. Wow, Officer Singer finally takes him. That's the first I've ever seen Officer Singer actually do anything relatively officerly like. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Natty.
She's just having a fun time riding like a little fish on the ground.
Oh, Natty, Natty, Natty. Please be alive.
I want some tea. I want some cocoa. Where's my tea?
Please be alive, Natty.
What?
You heard nothing. Alright, quest complete.
What is the tea drinking itself?
Uh,
Oh.
I was like, I can't. Oh, you're alive, Natty.
For a visitor. Yes, Mother. I feel fine, and it will do me good to see my friend.
Very well. But do not overdo it, Natsai.
I know, Mother.
Yeah, I'm here. Okay.
It is good to see you, my friend.
Talk to
I'm
Natty.
glad to see you're doing so well.
I am doing better than it appears. I am only here because my mother insisted, just to be safe. I was relieved when she told me that you were all right.
What were you
Surprised it
thinking?
led you to do something like that.
I don't know, but what other choice did I have? You were in danger.
I'm sorry, Natty. It's my fault you got hurt.
What? No. Do not blame yourself for this. The moment that I saw Harlow aim his wand at you, well,
You did what came naturally.
I suppose it was instinct. Yes. I could not simply stand
There's
there and
so
let you
much
attack.
drawl
Then I shouldn't feel guilty.
dripping
Of
from the
course
ceiling.
not.
It's just
There was
ugh.
nothing that you.
Mm.
Oh,
And then like she has
Oh
to
my.
drag
I cannot believe that it
her
took me this
past
long
it. It's
to
like
see
are you,
it. He
it doesn't
made a
even flow
choice
very well
based
either. It's
on
just oh my
instinct,
goodness.
my
It's just a
father.
mess.
You,
Just a
my
mess.
friend, are no more to blame for my injuries today than I am to blame for my father's sacrifice years ago.
From what I know of him, it seems there's a lot of your father in you.
That's very kind of you to say. I hope that you are right. This has all been a bit much, hasn't it? Taking down Harlow and the rest of Rookwood's lot. But we have done it. Rookwood is dead, Harlow is on his way to Azkaban, and the rest of them are on the run. A few of the dregs will still be about, fighting for their lost cause. But Rookwood's enterprise has fallen apart.
Everything is safer now because of us. Because of you.
Thank you, but we make a formidable team. You, my fellow traveler, have enriched my time at Hogwarts beyond anything I could have imagined. Thank you. I believe your friendship to be one of the most important in my life. Thank you for coming to visit me.
Quest
It's
complete.
always good to see you.
And on to Pappy.
On to Puppy. She is in the Great Hall. To the Great Hall.
Alrighty. You ready?
I'm ready. Hello,
Just the
Puppy.
person I was hoping to see.
Onward.
I see Doran finally convinced you to leave the Snidgets.
If anyone can keep them out of poacher hands, it's the centaurs.
What am I supposed to talk to myself?
And I wanted to thank you.
What?
When the poachers ambushed us,
What?
it was
Where's Poppy?
nice not
Is
to
Poppy
face
there?
them alone.
Puppy's here for me.
Oh my goodness.
You have to wait
Oh.
till nighttime, I'm guessing?
I have to wait for her to walk to her position
Oh.
so I can talk to her.
Of course. It's the sort of thing friends do for each other, isn't it?
I suppose so. I am glad you came to Hogwarts. It's already been my best year. I wouldn't want a repeat of Hauntel Hall, of course, but I did enjoy the Three Broomsticks. Had no idea how lovely it was there.
Had you never been to the Three Broomsticks?
I used to spend most of my time with Highwing, and well, I don't know how Serona feels about hippogriffs popping in for a butterbeer. Highwing's the only one I would have gone with. Or Gran, of course.
I do enjoy like the hippogriffs here.
Yeah.
I wish kind of like oh, what's the story? Gregor the Overlander, just like what's his bat's name? Oh my goodness, I'm losing my brain.
Oh, I forgot what his bat's name was, too.
Ares.
Ares,
So
yes.
just like Ares, it's like it's kind of nice because then it also paints a picture. It's like you're flying around with your mount, and it's just like it's something that you can just really enjoy. Something that you're up in the air and you're just kind of like it's something that you can get away from craziness and just kind of have your own peace of mind. And I like that. But again, if this was added on a little bit more into what Hogwarts is, which it isn't. It just we've not really had a lot of moments where we can even use Highwing. And same thing I'd
Yeah.
even say too within Warframe is when you're looking at transportation and a means to get from point A to point B, most of the time you're not even using the new skeleton horses within Warframe. You're
Mm-hmm.
mainly using the Archwing because the Archwing is so much faster. However, if in fact like the horses were actually faster to the point of actually being just as fast as an Archwing and they had just as a quick way to be able to get to your mount just as with an Archwing,
Yeah.
then I would see no downside to actually using horses as a main form of transportation versus something like an Archwing, or in this case even more so than a broomstick. Like why aren't brooms and horses basically the same speed across the board so that
Yeah.
you don't feel like you're at a disadvantage using one versus another. So here again, please make a common speed so that you can just use whatever you want to use and just kind of feel like everything's viable to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Highwing's good.
But I
company.
really
She is.
enjoy the
Although I am
hippogriffs.
beginning to see
That is
that
actually
here
something
were
that is really cool.
Human friends.
I
It was
still
nice
ride
to
on my
talk about
hippogriff.
parents and
Yeah, but
Gran
it is
somehow.
slower.
I
That's
know.
Share
that's something
Highwing.
you got to just go, hey, you know what? I could be doing
It has all been a
XYZB
pleasure,
so
Poppy.
much
Do
quicker
try and stay out of
than
trouble.
if I
Don't
was
know
just
that I
doing the
can.
horse. And then it's
We've
like, okay,
taken
well,
on
I'm going to
poachers
take an
twice
hour and a half
now,
to do this rather than
successfully.
30 minutes.
I rather think you've helped me develop
Yeah.
a taste for it. And with centaurs as allies, I might actually go looking for trouble.
I have really enjoyed
You
Poppy's
and I should
line.
meet for a
There are
better
some
tasting.
issues definitely with
Perhaps Highwing can join us.
NPCs just walking into you and just bumbling about. But again, like Poppy's has probably been the most enjoyable quest line that I've actually had through Hogwarts.
Yeah. Quest complete.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong button.
Final repository.
The final repository.
And continuing on back down to the basement where we belong.
To the map chamber.
Enter the Keeper's Caverns. They have a cavern. Is it their function?
The Fungin.
I love Rocket Ralph. Probably one of the really good movies out there.
Yeah.
Really, really good movie. I have a whole bunch of movies that I like.
I should hope that the enchantments protecting the castle will protect against an incursion from below.
Most of them are older though. It's not like a whole bunch of newer movies that have come out. A lot of them are just older and just really good old
Were you able to reach
Yeah.
Professor
old
Weasley?
movies.
I was. Hopefully she
A lot of this newer stuff that comes out, it's not as good as some of the older stuff.
which we entered.
It's just not.
No, yeah. Oh.
See, I told you we should have sabotaged that drill.
Let's go.
Oh, this is the part where we're gonna get the only cutscenes that actually matter in the game.
Nah.
If his loyalists are here,
Everything so
he
far
cannot
has
be
been the
far
same
behind.
consistent thing all throughout the
When I
entire
face
game, and
worse,
then now
Professor.
we're finally getting good cutscenes and good stuff. It's like, okay, well, now we're gonna actually introduce something that's different.
Yeah.
You're gonna stand to the side of the drill where all the dirt and debris is coming out of? Wow.
Damn.
Huh. I don't have any. I do have any.
Okay.
Ranrock must be here somewhere.
This drill stands between us and him. We need to move.
I shall handle it. One moment. Let's go.
Well, that was cool, Professor Fig. I don't like to crawl slowly. Thank you.
I will just go along with it, I guess.
Roll.
And I don't know.
Oh, yay.
Okay. Ooh. Yes, I did, Professor Fig. I fought one of these in Hogsmeade.
This one's almost down.
My ancient magic wouldn't work.
You will not take what is not yours. No match for us. Professor, that wall. That's the way forward.
Very perceptive, my young. It worked. Let's go.
He just blasted the door.
Lumos! Ranrock must be getting closer to finding the repository.
I fear you're right, Professor. There's nothing we can do but keep searching.
Lumos!
Why are you doing Lumos? It's not even dark.
More goblins up ahead. Let's get this over.
Why did I... My burn hit Professor Fig instead of targeting another enemy. It targeted Professor Fig.
What?
Yeah. That was interesting.
What in the world?
Oh, time to kill them all.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright.
These tunnels haven't brought us much luck so far.
We're getting closer, Professor. That way.
There's a lot of them down here. And here comes the cavalry.
The grand moment when everyone steps up against the baddies.
The goblins have somehow evaded the castle's defensive charms.
Steer them this way. We shall make quick work of them.
They got this.
How is he worse than the last two?
Time to move. We're in the thick of it now.
We'll show these beasts who's in charge.
Let's go.
Your timing couldn't be better, Professor Hecat.
Thank you, Professor.
Alright.
Look out! Another troll.
Oh, another troll.
The last two.
Stop him.
Oh, hello, Professor Sharp.
Compare 'em.
We couldn't be happier to see you, Professor Sharp.
There's a lot more goblins. We need to protect Weasley.
Well, they don't do a lot of damage to me.
No. Oh, cool. I can't move. Why are we hobbling forward with our little old creaky legs?
I haven't gotten to that part yet. Oh, thank you, Professor Weasley.
That's our way forward.
And 2 knights.
Doing what they should be doing, which is protecting rather than attacking.
Mm-hmm.
The wand! Quickly!
Oh. They're not going to attack me. Easy.
Ah. Uh, Again, there's not enough relevant information. If I intend to open it, I might as well open up Pandora's box, but
Hmm.
We made it.
I'm relieved we got here before Ranrock.
I can't believe this is it. The repository has been under the castle for hundreds of years.
Think of all the pain that created it. This is what Miriam, George, your friend Lodgok, and countless others died for. Miriam believed this forgotten magic could be used for such good. But she did not know the risks. She did not see what the Keepers have shown you. What Isadora showed you. You are now the Keeper of whatever power it holds. What do you intend to do with it?
so again here, I'm gonna knock it on clarity because if you've ever watched Code Geass, when the point where Lelouch gains the power to control other people,
Mm-hmm.
what he does with the power is first he tests it. Same thing in Death Note, that he tests the power and see what's the constraints of the power, what's the ability of the power, how does the power work. Again, clarity. What does it do? This game does a lot of talking and not enough clarity. There's no information given on what the power that Isadora used to hold and what it does and what it doesn't do and how it functions. There's no information given. So if you intend to open it, you intend to go into it blindly, like Sebastian, where it's just like you're just going to go into it head first, head on. And it's just kind of like, okay, well, you don't know what you're opening. You don't know what the power actually does. You have no observation. You don't even get to test it,
Yeah.
and that's the number one thing is being able to test something. When you're pulling something apart and when you're pulling it open, you need to be able to test it and make sure that it runs and functions and it does what you need it to do. Again, with this game, there's just not a lot of clarity. They do talk a lot, but there's just not a lot of clarity in what something is and what it actually does, especially even with the relic with Sebastian. I didn't even know what that relic does. There's just no clarity.
Yeah.
And then the same thing too with the rest of the game. Throughout the entirety of the game, you're seeing bugs, you're seeing this, you're seeing that, and it's just to the point, did they even test the game to make sure that the game actually functions the way that it's intended? And maybe it is, and maybe it's intended to be functioned as a broken game. That it could be. And I've seen a lot of games where it's just been like that, where throughout they just don't develop or take any time to develop the story and be able to go in and actually test and actually give enough information on the story and to the player, and basically clarity again, make sure that you know what's going on through the story and just kind of give you the information. Here in Hogwarts, it's just throughout the entire game, they do a lot of talking, not enough clarity. Same thing throughout, like if you're looking at all the small parts throughout Hogwarts, just the game should function. And there's a lot of parts where you can nitpick it and you can definitely go, oh, there are some things that are definitely there's a problem. But again,
Yeah.
I'm just I'm gonna keep it contained here because again, the way that the mentality is working here is either you run in blind and you just smack your head up against a wall, which kind of Sebastian does as well, or you just keep it contained and you keep it a blind eye to whatever is going to happen, which is just a terrible perspective. There should be a middle option, which is I choose to discover the power or basically gain a knowledge of the power of what the power actually does, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe even a way to you know control it later, or maybe just to have the knowledge of what the power does. I would just say having the knowledge,
Yeah.
but you don't get that option. You either keep it contained and keep a blind eye to what's actually happening, or you just open it and you just kind of run into a wall like Sebastian. So I'm just going to keep it contained because there again aren't enough conditionals in this game.
Yep.
I plan to keep the repository as it is.
I'm pleased to hear that. I've been thinking.
What is it, Professor?
I spent all year trying to keep our journey a secret from everyone, including Professor Weasley. But now I wonder if I should have shared it with her and the others sooner. Trusted them more. The Keepers wanted this secret to be locked away forever.
I shall keep it a
How
secret
long will
for
you
now
keep
or
it?
forever. I would say for now, because eventually you could grow to understand whatever the heck the power is and whatever because it is taking a portion of the souls of people. That definitely is understood. There's no
Yeah.
question about that. But at the same time, to kind of delve in deeper and actually understand what it actually does and its function. So I wouldn't say keep it a secret forever, unless, well, even something like Avada Kedavra, even something like the curses, it's known what they do,
Mhm.
and it's known that, hey, if you do perform those curses, you will go to Azkaban for it. So
Yeah.
even then, it's like you have full understanding, you have full knowledge of what something is, and you understand the consequences for using it, and you understand the function of that spell. So again, I'm just going to keep it a secret for now, but again, it should just be to the point of clarity where it's like, hey, we need to understand this further down the road, and being able to just kind of understand what's actually going on and happening.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep it for secret for now.
I plan to keep it a secret for now, but in time, when I'm ready, I plan to tell those I trust everything and accept their help.
I believe that is what Miriam would
Now, let me
want
guess,
if
Ranrock's going to come around the
we
corner.
should
Hello.
trust in others.
I wouldn't doubt it.
If anyone can rise to this challenge, my friend, it is you. The arrogance
And
of wizard
Ranrock.
kind. Goblins built this repository. It belongs to us.
Enough, Ranrock. It was never yours.
I've been wanting to play with this. Miriam's wand. If she'd simply handed over the container, all of this could have been avoided. Foolish, self-important witch. Seems you were two of a kind. She didn't know when to give up either.
Oh boy.
That's pretty cool.
And he turned into a dragon.
It's feeding off the power from the repository.
Your beautiful magic is no match for mine, child.
Uh-huh. Need to do that.
Those traces of magic are somehow protecting the dragon. That did the trick. I have you now, Ranrock.
That's an unblockable one.
Again, I can't tell what color that is.
Not for long.
Oh.
For those orbs, if it's red or yellow, I cannot tell the difference because the red is almost orangey in that color.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't tell.
There seems to be some fight in you after all. No matter. I shall rid you of it. Come out, young creature.
What? The yellow is green.
Wait, what?
The yellow to me looks green.
Green.
Yes. I don't know what's going on there, if it's just the screen or it's just my eyes, but it's like, that is obviously green, that is not yellow.
Hmm.
Then that one looked more yellow to me.
Oh no. Why am I lagging? Okay, now I'm not.
Gem.
How long are you going to keep up the charade?
Ooh.
You can't run forever, Ranrock. Nowhere to hide now. Not so powerful now, are you, Ranrock?
Do this. Okay.
There's a cute little dragon.
Yes, it can happen because I'm about to kill you.
This ends here, Ranrock.
You think you can stop me?
Leviosa.
That's not what I wanted.
Accio. Leviosa.
Okay.
I will defeat you in Lodgok's memory.
Oh, I think I will rip the power from you. Oh, I could throw those back at him. Okay, I didn't know I could do that.
What are we containing?
Hmm?
This is for Professor Fig. Leviosa. Finder. Confringo. Protego.
Gotcha. Wrong button. Gotcha. Now I gotcha. Hey, Professor Fig.
Professor.
Miriam. Miriam would have loved you, my young friend. The wizarding world could not be in more capable hands.
No, Professor Fig.
Professor Eleazar Fig. I dare say he was a beloved professor to many of you, certainly a long-standing colleague to his peers. A famed adventurer and seeker of knowledge, he built a reputation charging into the unknown, brazenly disregarding both discretion and safety, providing perhaps a rather unfortunate lesson for us all. His devotion to adventure was rivaled only by his dedication to Hogwarts. And of course, to his wife, Miriam, whom we lost much too soon as well. Um, yeah.
Professor Fig represented the best of all of us. He could be deviously clever, possessed a brilliantly inquisitive mind, and was the most loyal of friends. But perhaps it was his remarkable courage, for which we will all be forever indebted to him. If not for Professor Fig, well, I can say with confidence that if not for him, many of us, let alone Hogwarts, would not be here today. Those that knew him best will agree that we must now honor him as only Hogwarts can, by wisely, resourcefully, justly, and bravely facing all that lies ahead.
To Professor Fig!
Never imagined we'd attend a funeral for one of our professors. Glad
A little
Weasley spoke
ominous.
for Fig. She honored him. He'll be well remembered. I only wish we could have done the same for Solomon Sallow. I need to go and see Anne soon.
Ominous, there's something I need to tell you. It's to do with Victor Rookwood.
I heard a rumor that he confronted you outside of Ollivander's. Sounds as if you faced quite a fight.
The rumor's true, and I did. But it's not that. Just before Rookwood attacked, he uttered something familiar. The same words Anne heard before she was cursed. Children should be seen and not heard.
Wait, what are you saying?
It wasn't one of Ranrock's loyalists who cursed Anne. It was Victor Rookwood. It was Rookwood all along.
This can't be. The night Anne was cursed, all she saw were goblins.
You see, since Feldcroft was of interest to Ranrock, it became of interest to Rookwood as well. That's why Rookwood was there the night Anne was cursed. He was working with Ranrock. When he saw Anne, well, he didn't want anyone to know that.
So he cursed her. Oh, so cruel. Rookwood got what he deserved. Thank you for telling me. Anne and Sebastian deserve to know, and it should come from me. As we discussed, I spoke with Black. Sebastian's with the headmaster now, but perhaps there's a way to get word to him. When I find out, I'll send an owl.
Alrighty.
Alright.
I don't know how much we actually have left, so I think I'm just gonna kind of go through the game as is for now, and then we'll just see kind of how it goes. But um, yeah, so all we have left now is supposedly the owls and also the finalization of Sebastian's quest line. We've gotten down the quest complete for Natty, and we have also done Poppy's full entire quest line.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and finish this out. If that's all that is for Ranrock, and that's all that is for the main story and the main quest, I am kind of like, because it's not really that great of a story to even begin with. There's so many more elements that it could have been introduced way earlier in the game, and especially with the loading scenarios, having to load in every single scene and being jumped around from location to location to location.
Mm-hmm.
It really breaks the immersion within the whole quest line, and especially because you have three main partial separate side slash main characters. I'm going to say they're kind of sides, kind of main characters. It really pulls the whole story apart in three different directions. If, however, those three stories were combined and they were put together in a very well and unique way, you could say that, hey, all those three characters, they kind of hop off of each other and they make a really good story. However, none of them really gave anything that was unique or something that was really interesting, even in the slightest part, except for, I'd have to say, Poppy's quest line. Sebastian just kept on making a whole bunch of bad decisions, and you just were hooked along for the ride, so there's not a whole lot you could do there. But for
Yeah.
Poppy's, I did kind of enjoy it because it just felt like it was a little bit more well done, a little bit more kind of more immersed, especially with the whole beasts and everything like that. I really did
I have
enjoy
news about Sebastian.
hippogriffs and some of those other animals
Meet
as
me
well.
undercroft
But
as soon
again,
as you
like,
Mm-hmm.
just same thing in Warframe that I've said earlier about the skeleton horses as well. It's just, okay, we have animals, but they really don't have good utility. You need to make it so that the animals actually have really good utility, they have really good usage, and not just to kind of go, okay, well, here's animals, and that's kind of it. It has
Mm-hmm.
been done like twice or three times so far, if not more, where it's just kind of like, okay, well, I'd have to say the same thing with N64 snowboarding, or even Tony Hawk Pro Skater, or even Warframe's hoverboard, as well as Treasure Planet. Any which way that you looked at any which one of those things, it's really, really good to have something that's kind of fun and kind of enjoyable and something that you can actually do. Especially within Warframe, having the hoverboards, which they're really, really good. They're really, really well. Well, I would say they're like awesomely good, but like they're not as good as like Tony Hawk Pro Skater or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they have their usage in. They're just so fun to use. They're just really, really enjoyable to use, whether you're on a skateboard or if you're on a snowboard or if you're doing water racing or anything else like that. It's just really, really fun. Same thing with Mario Kart 64. However, in this, it's like, okay, well, we've got animals and we can fly around with them, but they're not used.
Yeah.
Which I just kind of go, hey, you know what? You could add in more utility with the horses or the bats, or whatever animal you want to say it is, but just to make it so that, hey, it's super OP, you can go super fast, the horse is enjoyable. Same thing in Warframe though. Even with interacting with animals, it gets really clunky.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. I don't know if there's any way around that. Potentially could be, could not be. I just haven't seen a good game that has gone around it, other than something like Slime Rancher, which they do a pretty good job with, interactions and everything else like that. But yeah, there's a lot that could have been done better. There's a lot that could have been done. Uh, yeah, just you could have done more. You could have done more. I'm just gonna leave it at that, because there's always more you can do. There's always more that you could have done, and it just wasn't done. And that's just that is what it is. But yeah, we'll go ahead and finish up the rest in another episode. But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is that all the time we have for this episode?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yes. And we'll see you guys in the very next video. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.